So this is gonna be streaming an adventure game from Google Gemini, and part of the reason I'm doing this is because it's fun. It's text-based, but they can also generate images of the event. So we're gonna pick up from my previous one, which I did all the way back in December. And we're gonna continue this because I enjoy doing it a lot. But so I need to get OBS out of the way. So I can at least see what is going on. Do this. But if I do it this way, I don't see the chat. Okay, well, it's gonna be a slight issue. Oh well. Let's do this, so I can see chat here. So we'll force with. So you're gonna see it does not do consistency all that well. So I'll do that force. And see if it can generate something that is consistent with the previous images. So these ones. On that one. Okay, it's more or less the same thing and slightly different, but same. They look good. Looks good. So the plan is to have these two groups meet. I'll try to get them to meet. Because of how I have the screen set up, I can't really show the text that I'm typing in. But it's well, you don't even see the mouse. It's down here. It's here. Let me see if I can make it show the mouse properties. Capture culture. What happened? Did it not like that? Crap. What is this one? Give me a moment. Why did it do that? Let's do that. There we go. Okay, that looks good. So let's see. So minus that out. So, here's exactly where we left off. We are at the converging point where the two separate storylines are about to collide. Okay. Victor's group, the convoy, Victor Iron Husk, the nicknames or whatever. They are parked in the lane at the Deepwoods Crossing. Immediate crisis. Victor must choose a route to get the heavy truck up to the canopy. So then I got these three choices to pick from. And then Colleen's group, located in a crashed bus at the bottom of a ravine. So this group is lower than this one. And then I got to pick which option for both. Let's see. You need to pick the narrative flow to connect them. Let's see. One split screen. We play one turn for Victor, then one turn for Colleen. Keeping them separate for now. To the rescue. You choose the odd tunnel for Victor. The tunnel runs right past. And then the climb. Well, let's make it simple. We'll just do 2. So all you do is type in number 2, and it creates the Gemini program creates a story line to connect the two. So they're gonna go through the ore tunnel. Let's see, you turn the massive iron steering wheel of the iron hollow to the left. The truck's tires churn the mud as you swing the heavy vehicle toward the gaping maw of the old world subway tunnels. West, you state your voice synthesized and calm, despite the low-powered warnings in your HUD. Subterranean structural integrity is high, higher than the highway. Probability of aquatic ambush is 0. So Nexus, which is the big guy back here. Let's see. And you're gonna see throughout this the consistency of each image is like slightly varies to what it was. Nexus grunts in approval from the back. Darkness favors the hunter. Good choice. Captain Valiant shifts uncomfortably in the passenger seat. The bioluminescent veins in his leaves dimming. It feels like we're driving into the toad factor. Keep your lights bright. So then the descent, they do like a narrative thing. Hey hybrid, how's it going? I'm doing a bit of a different setup, so I don't see chat as like I have a screen up here front and a screen like just right down here, and it's smaller, so I don't see it as well. I need to actually look at it. But how's it going? The convoy rolls into the darkness. The roar of the rain is instantly replaced by the oppressive echoing thrum of your engine. Bouncing off cold concrete walls, your headlights cut through the gloom, revealing rusted tracks and ancient advertising posters consumed by slime mold. You drive for 20 minutes, the air grows stale. Suddenly a warning chime sounds in your auditory processor. Even in safe mode, your passive scanners pick up an anomaly. Signal detected. Faint electronic pulse. Old world signature located 40 meters below current position. Source beneath the Valiant gate in the tunnel floor. You stamp on the brakes. The iron hollow hisses to a halt. The ironwood rover. So, oh wait. No, these are two different things. Okay, yeah. Because I have to remember where I left off, and reading this, trying to do chat, trying to stream, then I need to get used to it. And then while we stop in Valen Axe reaching for his plasma sphere, signal you reply, you point to a massive rusted vent gate in the center of the tracks. Through the bars, you can see a drop off into a ravine below. You activate your zoom. Down in the dark, luminescent by the faint glow of a dying tablet screen, is a figure. It's a I don't know how to pronounce that. No, it's supposed to be a she. Looking up at the noise of your engine. It's a she. You're separated by 40 meters. You need to get. Okay, let me just correct its thinking. There is her name. E-L-E. Cleans is a she. He. And then so this is what it's generating the image, which is fun. So it's basically not a procedurally generator, but it's like a real-time adventure game. So give it a moment, because it takes a moment. So you see it generated a strange image. Not a strange image. Same character, but slightly differently. Okay, so what War 24 extraction operation, and then wait, no. For different. Seed. So I need to get it to correct its parameters of how it's gonna do this. Like you can make it generate any sort of adventure game, like just make it your own basically. So this is the what it's doing. Okay, I have represented tactical option force. You choose one, and then I will handle the roll. Vector is looking down to the gates. Wait, it's thinking Nexus is Vector. So I still need to correct a few things. We're doing this real time. So actually let me see if I can't find something real quick. Because what it can do is it's let's see, where's my downloads? Is this not that one? Downloads, here we are. If I give it the correct what do you call it? Input, well, not the correct input, but show it images of its last, let's see, where is it? Not that one. Did I move them? Yeah, I may have moved those images to somewhere else. Yeah, I think I moved them. Let's see, does that show up if I do that? No, it just moves everything, moves everything to the left. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Where did I put the images? Maybe I saved them to my phone. I don't know. We're not gonna worry about it. Okay. Victor. There we go. Just gonna correct that. Let's see. So anyway, the Titan job, strength, intimidation. So these are the options I can pick, or I can choose my own. Nexus attached the winch cable to his own belt and jumps down the hole. He grabs Clean physically, shooting hole with his massive armored body, and Victor winches them up. Nexus acts as a living shield. If any monsters attack, puts a strain on the winch motor. Victor configures a dedicated harness using a towing cable. The root ladder. Captain Valiant leans over the edge and channels the green. The crap is the green. I haven't done this adventure in a while. It's been a month or so. He calls out to the dormant roots of the tunnel wall to grow rapidly. Oh yeah, he can do that. Okay, I remember that now. The Govo Snatch. The Govos, I mean, things so up at high speed. Okay. And then I want to get what her perspective on this is. What would she want? Cakaeele. What we doing today? I'm up for anything. If you, whatever you feel like we want to do. I mean, we could do GTA. We could do 7 Days to Die. It's up in the air. I'm just testing this out. Let me just fix that. Oh, I'm gonna stream this. I'll try to, because I enjoy it. And then, I don't know, probably video games. There's not much for me to do today, I guess. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll get it to organize this stuff. The Cosmos status enjoyed clutching. What's the AI call? Okay, yeah, she fell down. You are defended. You are deafened by the roar of an engine and sounds like a dying dragon. For the last hour, you have been alone in the dark and tasted the copper and blood in your mouth. Now the ceiling of the vault has ripped open, brilliant, blinding white beams. Lights cut through the gloom, pinning you to the wreckage of the bus like a bug under a microscope. Through the squinting glare, you see them. The Titan of Iron Nexus rips the grate away from the terrifying ease. Beside him stands a construct of rust and wire. Victor looking down with glowing optics. Your instinct as a root guard screams Iron Husk, the enemy. They have found you, but then you feel the warmth hum of the rusty against your chest. You remember that not all machines are soulless, and looking closer, you see a figure in the passenger seat of the truck, a silhouette with leaves, so another one of her kind. You are bleeding, the blood is sinking in the mud. You have seconds to decide how to react with these metal giants. So, what option can I choose? What would her best choice be? Okay, so they are gonna choose the. They're both gonna choose 2. Wait. Yeah. So they both choose 2, and it's gonna generate a scene based on that. And then the dice roll. So it's like a choose your own adventure D&D type thing. You calculate the variable wind speed of the tunnel draft and the tensile strength of the cable. Nexus stand down. You command biological target is distress heavily and Sawsons will cause panic. You engage the mag winch with the precision of a soldier and you lower the steel hook. It descends slightly into the dark, avoiding the jagged rusted edge of the ventilation shaft until it hovers at chest height above the bus wreckage. Colleen's perspective, the hook descends look like a metal spider on a thread. It stops inches from your face, swaying gently. You do not grab it, instead you clutch the raw memory core of Rusty tied against your chest, sliding it deep beneath. So she found like the head of AI something beneath your bulk, planting. You grip your mace. When did you get a mace? I'm sure she had one. Anyway, With white knuckle intensity, the bright lights blind you, but you refuse to be hooked like a fish. The standoff. Vector watches on his motor. Target is not compliant. Hostility detected. Captain Valiant leans out the truck window, staring down into the hall. He sees your defenseless stance. So he's seeing Colleen. The mace rised against the darkness. He recognized the posture of a wood guard. Hey, Valiant shouts, his voice echoing down the shaft. Put the stick down, sister, beyond. Scavengers, grab the line or stay down there and rat. Oh, he's nice. So I didn't choose really the personality of the characters. The AI is generating that on its own. Hearing a clap of whatever voice breaks the tension, you hesitate, then stow the mace. You step into the loop of the cable, securing the carabiner with a sharp click. Reaction. Victor Jones. Okay. So I want to real quick how do I pronounce HMOPH? So I'm just gonna ask that, and it'll tell me how I pronounce that. Well, we're waiting. Give me a moment. Let's see the meeting. The wind winds as you are hauled up to the dock. You burst through the gate and onto the tunnel floor, wet, muddy, and shivering. Shamble to your feet immediately, backing away. Your back hits the cold tunnel wall. Standing before you are the monsters. So this is what she thinks she sees. Vector, a human-shaped machine of blue and rust, glowing with cold calculation. Nexus, a tall war machine that smells of oil and old blood. Valiant, a male, leaning against the truck, looking you up and down. Valiant is low, a boot guard, long way from the canopy on you. So, I mean, the AI generates the entire story, more or less. Vector steps forward, his optical sensors whining as they focus on you. Scan complete. Subject is claw off. Think of the word chlorophyll, but you stop before you get to the claw with K, and turn off. Claw off. Okay. That's how it wants me to pronounce it. Subject says claw off, heart rate elevated, external injuries moderate, recommendations immediate medical aid. Vector pauses, tilting his head. Even in safe mode, his sensors pick up a faint magnetic distortion from your chest. Right where you hit the core, you are emitting a low frequency beta wave signal. Explain. You're face to face. The convoy is idling. The tunnel is dark. What do you do? So we're still on Colleen's perspective, and my nose keeps itching. Let's see. Reveal the secret. The bluff. Demand answers false. We'll generate an image false. So we're gonna generate an image false. So let's see. So again, we can pick any of these four, or I can choose a completely different one for her to choose, or for them to choose. Let's see. So I can do the reveal the secret. She has a AI head of some robot. So we'll see. So the risk Nexus might see it as salvage. Pacemaker. Let's see. Demand answers false. I don't remember the character much. I know more about the other group than I do this group. The widow is hunting me. If you stay here, we die. Let's see. So that's what's going on. Okay. It's, you see the difference between each. So okay. So this was the image you got before. This is the image you got before. It cannot do consistency all that well. We got whatever this is. And it's completely based on the prompt and like what it's thinking. So completely different, but it's still fascinating to me, I guess. I need to find where I put the images of like I downloaded the images of where what do you call it? The original action. Maybe it's here. Give me a moment. Yeah, good. Good. So I think the image, yeah, the images must be here. Because I don't like how they're portraying Victor. Unless I want to do something like this. Okay, we can do something like this. So let me scroll down. Where are we? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, not that. How do I get that image? There we are. Okay, because the first shot it showed me of my Victor guy, which is supposed to be this blue guy, was really neat. Okay. Why did it show? Why is it doing that? Okay, give me a moment. Give me just a moment. Like it's gonna be worth it. Why is it doing that? So we're gonna do control image save as. me put it right here. There we go. The group based on this image. There you go. Because this is the like when I started this adventure, this is the first image they generated for me of my guy, of Victor. Because when did he turn blue? What? That. Try again. And then we're gonna see how wonky the consistency of the generated images are. Let's see. Move that up. It's not blue. I mean, it takes the AI a moment to figure all this out. So until then, we kind of wait in silence. So let's see, we're still at here. I know what I'm gonna do. I just okay, that works good enough. Okay. So it's either gonna show me what we whatever this is, or it's gonna generate something completely different, which it's done before. It's given me completely random stuff before. That's good enough. Okay, so so I'm spelling that right. Where's his name again? Okay, so we're back to the game. takes a moment. Let's see. You remain perfectly still. Your optical sensors glowing pale blue, and the tunnel gloom as they stay fixed on the civilian root guard. Her heart rate is spiking, and her posture indicates immediate flight or fight response. A panic biologic or is in a confined space with heavy machinery is a tactical liability. You rotate your head slightly toward the male claw. How did we pronounce that again? Claw off. Okay, claw off. Leaning against the shark, Captain Valiant, your synthesized voice grates devoid of infection in safe mode. So this whole time he's in like probably constant pain because he's infected with whatever I think she is running away from. Let's see. Subject emotional distress is counterproductive to data extraction, or current biological state indicates high probability of irrational action. You have shared cultural protocols to escalate immediately. Valiant sighs, pushing himself off the muddy fender of the iron hollow. With a wince as his bruised ribs protest, he holds his green leafy hand up in a universal gesture of peace and steps slowly toward Colleen. Easy, sister, Valiant says softly, his voice sounding like giant leaves whatever. He stops 10 feet from her, giving her space. Breathe, look at me. I'm Captain Valiant, Canopy Ranger, Scouting Division. You see the bark plates? We solved the same green. He glances back at you and the towering form of Nexus, then looks back to her with a tired smile. Look, I know they look like nightmares from the scrap heroes. The big red one, Nexus, he mostly just grunts and hits things that I point at. His vector is not blue. He's got a glitch in his processor that makes him thinks he's people, but they saved my life twice today. Velen lowers his voice, his tone gentle but firm. You're safe now, nobody is going to hurt you, but Vector is never wrong about sensor. He hears something humming in your chest. Good God, if we're going to trust you in our convoy, you need to show us what you're hiding now. Okay, so there should have been a persuasion roll, but whatever. So the next option is she concedes and shows them the AI head. She shows them the AI head Rusty. Okay. And then tries to. There we go. I think it's the AI head. I'm not sure what it is actually. The AI will figure it out for me. Okay, persuasion. You take a deep breath, the humid air of the tunnel filling your lungs. You look past the terrified red war machine and lock eyes with the rusted coat wearing scholar. Vector, slowly, deliberately, you reach into the gap in your bark armor. Contact Nexus boom. Oh yeah, and okay, Nexus you shout, pulling the objects free and holding it, like an awful, not a weapon, a survival. Wait, is this Vector then speaking? In your hands rest the severed heads as core of Unit 74. It is a mass of torn wires and dented metal with the optical sensors in the center pulse with a weak, frightened blue light, not a violent glare of the wither, yeah. Nexus takes a heavy step forward, the floor tumbling. I know its signature confirmed. It is infected hardware. I will sanitize it. Halting, Vector interrupts. Okay, so we do have options. Okay. So it's doing a pretty complex story right now. Halting. Vector moves with surprising speed for a machine in a heavy trench coat. He steps between you and the thing is, if I ask it to generate an image, it's gonna like take this literally. He's gonna have a trench coat. He steps between you and exercises in a copper-plated hand. He looks less like a robot and more like a scavenger monk. His backpack. Oh, so it's incorporating the image I shared into the actual story now. He leans in close to the head in your hands. His own amber eyes war with lens rotate as lens rotate. Fascinated, Victor murmurs. The willow spores are present on the casing, but the cognitive core has been soothed. You put it to sleep. Cloth. You nod. I used the symbiosis. He was in pain. He said his name is Rusty. Okay. Victor looks up at you, and for a second the core logic in his face softens into something almost human. Rusty, a designation of individuality, rare. So he's in the same boat, because I think both Rusty and Vector are the same class or species or whatever. Vector turns to the giant red war husk. Stand down, Nexus. This is not a combatant. This is a refugee. And this chlorophyll, he looks back at you, is an unseen variable. Berlin lets out a breath he was holding. Well, that's great. We have a pet head. Now can we please get out of this tunnel before whatever was chasing Horde decides to follow? Okay, so now they're both part of the same group. Or they're going to be. You're now part of the convoy. The adrenaline is fading, and the pain in your injury is returning. Vector gestures to the open door in the massive iron hollow. You are proceeding to the canopy to locate the Titan heart. Your biological signal suggests you are a guardian of that realm. We require a guide. You require acquisition, logic detect, and alliance. You climb into the back of the truck cab. It's cramped but warm, smelling of diesel and old coffee. Oh, okay. You sit on a jump seat next to a pile of maps. What is your priority now? So let's see. Because it sounds like we're going from Colleen's perspective then, at least for now. We're gonna do a perception on the integrity of the tunnel via Vector. So basically I can use any one of these characters at this point. Well, I mean, I always could, but we'll do this. I want to see how story the tunnel is that they are in. So, as the alloys settle in your engine, your structural analysis mode, a grid of red laser lines project from your eyes, scanning the arched concrete ceiling of the subway tunnel. The scan results structural integrity 68% compromised. The threat the tunnel isn't just concrete anymore. The ceiling is heavily infiltrated by massive fossilized roots from the forest layer above. These roots are currently holding the tunnel together like stitch in a wound. The danger vibration, the roots are waterlogged and brittle. If Nexus fires his heavy cannon or if the iron hollow hits high RPMs, the resonance could shatter the root structure, causing the forest floor layer 2 to collapse on top of you. Vector's assignment, advisor, whatever. You state, shifting the truck into a low or quiet gear. The ceiling is low-bearing organic matter. Sonic vibrations exceeding 80 decibels will trigger a catastrophic cave-in. You must proceed in stealth mode. No heavy weapons, no sudden acceleration. Next is going to disappointment stealth. Well, he has to deal with it. Can Nexus drive the vehicle? Because I want Vector to wake up the head. Continue as Vector. Continue as Vector. Greet the companion. Greet the new companion. Greet the new companion and ask to examine head harbor. Put captain at the wheel. The iron hollow. Okay. Apparently I was muted. So anyway, we're gonna generate a new image and see if it generates anything better than the previous ones. But yeah, I'm controlling all four now. Why is he still blue? He's not supposed. Okay. There we are. Alright. Did I spell that right? Yeah. So I'm asking the AI why vector is blue. Or vector, whatever. Are you giving me a correct routine? Okay, that works. Yeah, so this is our group now. Okay, and then the AI robotic head. Okay, so let's see. Where did we leave off? So I mean, yeah, it takes a moment for it to talk, for it to think. But I still find this fun. Okay, here is where we are narratively. Inside the camp, dying hollow, moving slowly to the roots-infested tunnel. The situation mostly the AI head has just been rebooted and is chatting excitedly. The dialogue beats Captain Valiant driving. He glances in the rearview mirror, eyes narrowing at Colleen, the commander, huh? I didn't know the root guard had of officers that young. Usually you have to stay planted in one spot for 50 years to get a title like that. Next is the wall husk. He crosses his arms, the metal groaning. He stares at the glowing blue eye of the chatty AI head. It vibrates. It vibrates. It is loud. Vector can redelete the personality subroutine. It is tactically distracting. The head. I have excellent tactical subroutines. I just choose to deliver them with pizzazz. Okay, and then Victor, you ignore the banter. You look at the small, helpless head in your hands, then at the display screen of the scout drone, of your scout drone. Unit 74, you interrupted. You call mobility is 0. This is inefficient. I possess a semi-autonomous scout unit. The Iron Root rover, it has a vacant cognitive slot. I can integrate your core. You would have wheels, once a small chart. Rusty grabs diligently a body with wheels. Okay, so the action, you're about to attempt, so attaching it. Now you roll the dice. Now roll this works or fails. So let's see what we get. Oh, okay. So we got a pretty good roll. Let's see. You do not hesitate. You reach down to the center console where the iron root oval. It's supposed to be a Jeep. That we backtracked get. It's not a dog. Okay. So I need to correct its thinking because like after a certain amount of time it forgets like everything that happened before, so I need to correct it. Let's see. And plus it's been a few months, so because not a few months, it's been a month, but because it's been that long, it doesn't remember a lot of the previous stuff, because again it has like a limit to how much it remembers, which is unfortunate because these are fun. You do not hesitate. You reach down to initiate tactical transplant. You announce. Okay, so does it share with me the same thing? Oh, it just okay. It just reviews what I said. Okay. Actually, this is missing. That's not good. Wait. Did it time out at some point? Okay, I'm doing something. Give me just a second. Need to do this. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna block you. Okay, and it's still going correctly, right? Yeah, we're still going. Good. And then you do you too. Go over to heal. Done and done and done. Okay, so we got both of those going. So let's see, where did we leave off? With a death click, you unlock the Robo Sensory plate. You take Rusty's battered head and align the ports. The connection is stiff. Old World Tech meets New World salvage, but you force it with a spark of ozone. Okay. Hold on to your sockets, you mutter. The transformation. For a second, the rover goes dead. Then the six-legged wheels twitch, so it at least knew what it was. The winch cable lashes out like a tail. The center optic lens flare up, shifting from its usual dull yellow. One moment. Um, from its usual dull yellow, vibrant electric blue, the rover hops out of the cradle, landing on the metal floor of the truck cab with a heavy clank. Okay. The voice booms, the rover speaks, no longer tiny but rich with brass. I wheels, and it's, I guess, zooming around. Rusty drifts about Colleen's boot. Okay, and so this is where I thought it was a dog still, but it's not a dog. You drive for another 20 minutes, the tunnel begins to widen, the push of darkness lifts slightly as you see gray lights filtering in from ahead. Exit approaching, Valley comes out, but it does look like a clear road. The iron hollow grumbles to a halt just before the tunnel opens up into the rain-slicked ravine. The road ahead is gone. Placed in its place is a massive washout. A mudslide has taken out the bridge that used to connect the tunnel to the ascent road. The situation: gap 30 feet of open air, drop 100 feet down into the jagged scrap piles of the surface. Across the gap, the road continues up towards the canopy. Valorant jams his hand on the steering wheel. Dead end, we can't cross that. The truck is too heavy. Rusty rolls up to the dashboard, his camera zooming in. So he'll need to do an analysis, not just say that. But then a heavy crank hook dangling from the ruins above. If we could snag it, we could swing across. You have a problem to solve. How do you cross the gap? So I think the same thing. So let's see. A logic applied. Petron scene with a similar error. You halted the convoy briefly in the tunnel to install Rusty head into the empty dashboard slot of the Jeep, and you have told Rusty is now a sentient AI controlling the secondary vehicle, a rugged armored plate Jeep, pulsing with the faint violet energy of the Titan heart shared under the hood. Okay, so the scene, the broken road. The convoy sits idling at the edge of a washout. Vehicle 1 and Vehicle 2. So the gap is 30 feet wide. The drop is deadly. Rusty voice crackles over the convoy radio, sounding ecstatic. Do you guys see my Sentry, whatever, on the last bump? This body is amazing. I can feel the Titan heart pouring. It's like drinking pure caffeine. Let's see. Victor, you look at the gap. The heavy iron hollow cannot make that jump on its own physics. It will plummet, however, the Jeep is lighter and presses the wall. Its power of the Titan heart. You must decide how to cross. So the plan, Rusty floors it, uses the Titan heart's overpower to overcharge the Jeep's torque, jumping the gap force. Once across, he deploys the heavy winch, anchoring to a ruin, and helps Paul stabilize the iron hollow as it attempts to cross on a makeshift ramp or careful drive. The Titan hearts, well, both of them fall into the abyss, and we probably lose them. Let's see, the Titan bridge. You don't jump, you have Rusty drive the Jeep to the edge. You tap into the Titan's hot raw energy, and Colleen and Berlin's channel it. Instead of growing wood, they supercharge the roots on the cliffside to shoot across, instantly weaving a bridge strong enough for the heavy truck. I mean, we could do that. That would be hard, though. And the throw, which is what I was also thinking of doing. The plan: Nexus gets out. He cannot throw the truck, but he can though the Jeep, he hauls Rusty across. I think we're going with 3. Rusty ankles, and then you use the combination winch power of both vehicles to create a tightrope tension line that the hauler can slide across the rims. I think we're gonna do 3. We might lose Rusty in the process, though. What the? When did this happen? Oh, I messed with something. Oh, this was way at the beginning. Jeez. I should not have minimized the screen. Why did I do that? There we are. So let's see, where were we? We are gonna do number 3. Because I like that idea. That's what I was thinking of doing anyway. So I just hit 3. Then the AI will generate a goal and go from there. Oh, so it is a really good success. Okay. And for whatever reason, Rusty is someone who says lines from old movies. Let's see. I want to I don't think lines from old movies are copyrighted, so I think it's probably fine. But let's do it. Generate. Okay, so it's gonna generate an image, and while we do that, I'll read what happened. The setup: you step out of the iron hollow into the pouring rain. The mud is slick, and the wind howls up from the ravine below. Next is you command pointing at the Jeep. Execute protocol fastball. Nexus stops forward, the ground shaking with each step. He looks at the small rugged Jeep. I've always wanted to do this. Nexus combos. So I mean, they just met and they hate each other. Rusty's voice crackles over the external speaker, sounding a mix of terrified and thrill. Wait, let me calibrate my gyro. Okay, I'm ready. Toss me, big guy. The throw Nexus bend his knees, his massive hydraulics pistons hissing. He jams his armored hand under the chassis of the Iron Rover with a roar that rivals the thunder overhead. He lifts the entire vehicle over his head. The Titan heart under the Jeep's hood flares violent, lightening the load slightly, and gravimetric distortion. Ram. Nexus hauls the Jeep. It sails through the air. A 2-ton metal projectile spinning gracefully over the 30-foot gap. Whatever. Wesley screams as he arcs over the abyss. The landing, the Jeep crashes onto the mud on the far side, bouncing twice before Wesley slams the brakes and drifts to a perfect sideways stops. Nailed it. Wesley cheers 10 out of 10. And I'm gonna have Victor do something about Rusty. The crossing, Rusty immediately deploys his heavy winch, wrapping it around a massive exposed rebar pylon. He reverses, pulling the cable taut until it hums like a guitar screen across the gap. Victor, you get back in the truck. Captain Valen, the guide wire set, align the tires with the cable, do not look down. Valiant grips the wheel, his knuckles white. If you die, I'm haunting you, Vector. The iron hollow creeps forward the weight of the truck, causing the cable to sag. Now we should make that 2 separate events. What is this? Okay, so we're breaking it down to 2 separate events. Back to BE4. What's the foremost the tosses the winch. Liberator to something. Crosses. There we go. So I like it does carry on it like the AI does tend to get ahead of itself, so I wanna dial it back and do this. So and then I want to generate a scene of that. Okay, so let's see, where are we? So 17 is on white knuckle crossing. The scene Rusty is on the far side, his Jeep tires locked and digging into the mud. The winch cable vibrating with tension. On your side, the iron hall idles at the precipice. I think that's the word. Yeah. Alright, Valiant Meadows, grabbing the steering wheel so hard the door creaks. Don't look down, just don't look down. Eyes on the cable, Captain. You instruct monitoring the stress gauges of the HUD, maintaining constant whatever. The crossing. Balin eases off the clutch, the massive truck rolls forward. The front tire leaves the solid rock and bite onto the makeshift bridge. The single steel cable and the crumbling edge of the road. The truck tilts. Inside the cab, gravity launches Colleen grabs onto the dashboard. The entire vehicle leans 20 degrees to the right, hanging over the abyss. The only thing keeping you from plummeting is Rusty's wrench cable hooked to the hollow's frame, pulling you tight against the cliff face. Screech. Sparks slow down into the darkness as the truck's undercarriage grinds against the jagged stone lip. Tension critical. Rusty shouts over the radio, I'm slipping. Gun it, you command. Valiant stops on the accelerator. The rear tire spins, spilling mud. Then catches the iron hollow. Swords forward, effectively wall riding the last 10 feet of the gap. With a heavy thud, the truck slams down onto solid ground on the other side. The suspension groans but holds. Valiant sumps back in his seat, exhaling a long, shaky breath. Never again. Okay, so they've now arrived at... Yeah, he keeps making his size like completely different with each one, but I guess it works. AI is fun like that. Let's see. What do we got? So, arrival, the high canopy. The canopy now reunited. It climbs the spiral amp. The rain stops. The gloom of the lower levels vanish, replaced by the blinding golem sunlight of the high canopy. They have reached layer 1. The viewer is a shock to your senses, unlike the rusty barn and the scrapyard or the dark green of the middle forest. This place is golden, vibrant green. The wall tree, the central trunk is so wide it looks like a water box stretching into the sky. The city buildings are carved directly into the massive branches or hang from vines. Solar sails catching the light. The atmosphere, the air is thin, crisp, and smells of pine and ozone. However, the road to the Veteran Temple, your destination, is blocked. The obstacle, the Sun Gate, a massive gate of polished bronze and sun-bleached wood, blocks the branch highway. It is guarded by sun priests, tall golden armored cloths, wielding staffs that glow with concentrated solar energy. They look pristine, arrogant, and heavily armored. Berlin stops the truck. We have a problem. That's a level 4 checkpoint. If they see an iron husk war machine Nexus and a war compiler boss you, they'll open fire. They don't like old world pollution up here. Colleen's inside. She looks at the guards. Those are the high inquisitors. They answer only to the archsteward. You must decide how to get the convoy past the gate. Okay, so is this what it showed last time? Yeah, more or less. So these are the guards. That's the gate. So yeah, I'll bring it up like this. So I'm not sure why does that, but okay. I am gonna end it with this fun shot of the AI on the Jeep. But yeah, we're gonna end it for now, and then I'll come back to this again later. But we got somewhere with this. So over on YouTube, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Over on Twitch, follow if you enjoyed, and have a good day, good evening, wherever you're at, and we'll talk to each other later. Goodbye.